Hi friends, in this video let us discuss about a numerical which came with respect to the three rotor system. Now the previous regular question paper May 2019 for dynamics of machinery, the question number 14, the last question of the question paper was with respect to the numerical related to three rotor system. The question number 14 of part C. Now I'll read out the question. A single cylinder diesel engine drives a centrifugal pump. The rotating mass of the engine, flywheel and the pump with the shaft is equivalent to a three rotor system. The mass moment of inertia of engine, flywheel and the pump are 0.15, 0.3 and 0.09 kg meter square respectively. The diameter of the shaft is 70 mm and the center distance between engine rotating masses, flywheel and the pump are 1.5 meter and 1 meter. Find the natural frequencies of torsional vibrations. Take G is equal to 84 kN per mm square. Pause the video, write down the question and read the question carefully. Let us model the question given in the system given in the question. Now, see in the question is clearly mentioned that the rotating masses of engine, flywheel and pump with the shaft is equivalent to a three rotor system. That means let A be the engine, let C be the flywheel and let D be the pump or vice versa, whatever it be. There are three rotating bodies and connected to a single shaft and hence the body or the system can be considered a three rotor system. Now here the diameter of the shaft is given as 70 mm throughout the distance. That means it is a shaft of uniform diameter. Hence the very first point is we don't have to go for finding a torsionally equivalent shaft this time because the shaft is of uniform diameter. Now let us write down the given data as IA, mass moment of inertia of all the three rotors are given directly 0.15 kg meter square. IB is given as 0.3 kg meter square and IC is given as 0.09 kg meter square. Next, D is given as 0.07 meters. G is given as 84 kilonewton per mm square. We have to convert this into standard units. Now, kilonewton can be converted to Newton as 84 to 10 raised to 3. Now, millimeter square can be converted to what? Meter square. That means this millimeter square to meter square will be equal to, it is coming in the denominator, right? So that will be equal to 10 raised to minus 6 meter square. When you bring that to the numerator, that will become 10 raised to 6. You have a 10 raised to 3 here and a 10 raised to 6. Totally, this will be 84 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. This is the value of G. Then we have L1 equal to 1.5 meters, L2 equal to 1 meter. These are the given data with respect to this question. Okay, now in one of the previous videos in which we have discussed about the three rotor system, we have modeled the three rotor system in such condition. That means to the extreme ends, at the two endpoints we were having two rotors A and B and the midpoint we are having C. Now for this kind of system, we have devised the fundamental equation with respect to L1, LA, LB, etc. The equation is this one, 1 by IA LA equal to 1 by IB LB equal to 1 by IC multiplied by 1 by L1 minus LA plus L2 minus LB. This was the fund. See, you have to look into the previous video where we have discussed three rotor system. The scenario is clearly explained in this video. Now, this is the equation related to modeling the three rotor system in this manner. That means A and B are the rotors coming at the two extreme ends and C is the rotor coming in between. But in this question, we have taken, see, you can name the question in such manner also. But initially, we have modeled the question, the shaft with respect to A and C coming at the two extremes and B is coming at the middle. Now suppose if you are modeling, see, always there is no mandation that you will obtain the question in this manner itself. This is the fundamental part that we have discussed in a video related to 3-rotor system. Now the question may be coming in many different ways. So if suppose you have modeled it in this manner, that means A and C are at the extreme and B is in the middle, then also you should be able to rewrite this fundamental equation with respect to the new scenario. You should be well versed with writing that equation according to any kind of manipulations that is made in this kind of fundamental system. So for this system, how can we modify this equation? A is coming at one extreme, so first set will be IA 1 by IA into L equal to, now this one was for B, which was at the extreme right. Now in this condition it is C which is at the extreme right, so this will be equal to 1 by IC into LC. This is equal to, now the third part. What is the third part? That was with respect to the section which is coming in the middle. Now here B is coming in the middle, so this will be equal to 1 by IB multiplied by 1 by C. This is related to the part which is at the extreme end. A is at the extreme end here also. L1 minus LA plus the second part was related to the rotor which is at the extreme end. Now in this case this is C. So this will be 1 by 1 minus, L2 minus LC. So this is how we have remodeled the fundamental equation that we have studied before for the case of 3-rotor system, according to the manner in which we are naming the 3-rotor system. So these terms, see, the equation has the fundamental tone as it remains as the same, but the terms are slightly interchanged according to the changing of the notations that we give to the rotors placed. Rotors at the extreme ends and rotors at the middle. Please once again pause the video, rewind the video and look into this one carefully, how we are manipulating the equation and writing this one. So for our numerical, this current numerical, the equation should be like this one. The equation should be like this one. Okay. Let us take the first part of this equation. Equating this first part, we will obtain IALA equal to ICLC. From this one we can write LA equal to what? IC divided by IA multiplied by LC. Now value of IC and IA are given in the question. This is 0.09 kilogram meter square. This is 0.15 kilogram meter square multiplied by LC. So LA is equal to what? 0.6 LC. Let this be equation number 1. Okay. Now the previous equation that we have written, let us number that equation as equation number Z. Once again we are introducing the equation Z here. Let this be the equation Z and let this be equation number 1. Now this was our equation number Z. Now let us equate the other two sections of this equation. Let us equate this one equal to this one. So what is this one? 1 by IC into LC equal to 1 by IB multiplied by 1 by L1 minus LA plus 1 by L2 minus LC. Okay. Let us substitute all the given values that we know in this equation. That means we have 1 by 1 divided by IC is 0.09 into LC. This is equal to 1 by 0.3 multiplied by IB is 0.3 given 1 divided by 1.5, L1 is 1.5 minus LA should be taken as 0.6 LC plus 1 divided by what is L2? L2 is 1 minus LC. Now when we expand, open the brackets and expand and solve in a series manner, which I have written this in this document, which I will be providing you the PDFs of. Finally, we will arrive at an equation 3.6 LC square minus 9.5 LC plus 5 equal to 0. See, you have to solve this one by opening the brackets and multiplying each term. Finally, you will arrive at such an equation. Now, this is a homogeneous equation, quadratic equation in terms of LC. This is a quadratic equation in terms of LC. Now, you can use your scientific calculator and solve the quadratic equation. And after solving, we will obtain LC equal to, as this is a quadratic equation, you will have two values for LC. So the two values for LC are, first one is 1.91 meters as well as LC is equal to 0.726 meters. Solving this quadratic equation, you will obtain two values for LC. Now if you have two values for LC, correspondingly LA is written as 0.06 LC. You will definitely have two values for LA also. Now LA will be obtained as what? Corresponding to 1.91 LC, you will obtain 1.146 meter, and corresponding to this value of LC, you will obtain LA is equal to 0.4356 meters. Okay, so these steps covers until this part. You are finding out LC, you have two values of LC and you have two values of LA. Now as we have two values of LA and LC, we have to take one set of value each at a time. Draw the nodal figure corresponding to the three rotor system with respect to one set of values, and then solve for finding out the LC1, LC2 values and natural frequencies. So we have to take either this set first and this set second, or vice versa. Now let us start by considering this set of values first. Okay. Now let us take LA equal to 1.146 meter and LC equal to 1.9 meter as the first set of values. Now already we have the shaft which is given in the question as like this, three rotors A, B, C. This distance is 1.5, this distance is 1 meter. Now according to these values, let us try to figure out how the node will be represented. Now LA is 1.146. Now what does LA mean? LA means in a three rotor system, the distance of node between A and B from the rotor A, or the immediate node that is made by rotor A from its position. So 1.146 meters means from A, this is the section of A, to B it is 1.5. So 1.146 will definitely come within this 1.5. So somewhere here we can make a point. So from A up to here, let it be 1.146. Now LC is 1.91. See, C is the extreme right side rotor. Now what is the distance of LC? LC is the distance of the node made between C and B, or the extreme right rotor and the middle rotor. The node between extreme right and middle rotor, that distance is represented as LC. Now this is 1.91 meter. The total distance between this C and B is 1 meter. So 1.91 means that will be exceeding which one? This total distance. So okay. Now let us represent, this is 1.146, total distance is 1.5. So let us represent 1.146 somewhat here. Okay. So let this distance be equal to LA equal to 1.146. Now LC is 1.91. What was LC? Distance of the node between B and C from C. Now B and C is having a distance in between them as 1 meter, but 1.91 is exceeding 1 meter. That means from here if you take, you can see, you don't have to measure and draw the figure, you simply have to represent it according to the values that you are obtaining. 1.91 will somewhat come here. It is be 1.91. The total length will be 2.5. So let this be 1.91. So up to this value, let us mark this distance as what? LC, which is equal to 1.91 meters. That means if LC is exceeding the distance 1 meter between C and B, there is no node which is made or present between C and B. That is what we have to infer from this diagram. That means, but as you have a distance LA which is coming between A and B, here a node is present. So totally the nodal figure will be somewhat like this. There is no node of vibration between C and D. See, if you have to clearly understand this one, go through my video in which I am detailing about the 3 rotor system. It is clearly mentioned how we have to draw the nodal figures according to the placement of the rotors. You have to go through that video once again. So according to the values obtained here, the nodal figure will be coming like this. So the actual node which is occurring is present at this point. So what is actually 1.91 LC? LC becomes the imaginary node that we devise with respect to the 2 rotors within which there is no presence of original node. So if we extend this line, this will come and meet this sharp line at this point. So this is the imaginary node position that we are imagining, and hence we get a value LC is equal to 1.91. Pause the video, draw this figure, and once again you evaluate yourselves how these values are affecting the nodal figures, and we are drawing the nodal diagram. Now this distance can be calculated as distance from B to this node. This is LB1, and this distance, that is distance of B from the node between B and C, which is extended to here, let this distance be LB2. Okay, note this figure and the notations which I have given. So now according to the two sets of values for LA and LC, we have taken the first set of value and found out the nodal figures like this. Now the question is asked for finding the natural frequency of vibration. So according to the value of LA which we have taken here, which is equal to 1.146 meters, let us find out the natural frequency. Now natural frequency can be equated as Fna is equal to Fnb is equal to Fnc. Hence we can find out the natural frequency of either any of the terms present here. Let us go for Fna. Now natural frequency of Fna can be written as 1 by 2 pi square root of G into J divided by Ia into La. G is given in the question as 80 into 10 raised to 9 Newton per meter square. Now J is the polar moment of inertia. J can be found out as what? Pi by 32 into diameter of the shaft is 70 mm. So that is 0.07 meter raised to 4. And Ia is directly given in the question. La you have to use this value 1.146, and finally you will obtain natural frequency of vibration of this torsional system for this distance of La equal to 171 Hz. Guys, please substitute the values in this equation and try to find out or reach at this value on your own. Then only you will be clearly understanding the steps of finding out the natural frequency here. Okay. Now, for the second case, that means we are taking the second set of values for La and LC. Let now La be 0.4356 meters and LC be 0.726 meters. According to these values, now you have to represent the second nodal diagram. See, LA was the distance of A, as we have mentioned in the previous section also. Distance from rotor A to the immediate node between A and B. So total distance between A and B is 1.5 meters. So 0.4356 will be coming definitely between 1.5. So let us assume the point to be somewhat here. Okay. So let this distance be equal to LA, which is 0.4356. Next, LC. What is LC? LC is again what? The distance of the node between B and C from the rotor C. It is 0.726. Now the total distance is 1 meter. Hence, LC is also coming within this section. Now it is totally 1 meter. Now this is 0.726. So let this node be somewhere here. So let us represent this data, this distance equal to LC, which is 0.726. That means if you take this set of values for LA and LC we are obtaining the nodal figure as a two-node system. We are obtaining the nodal figure as a two-node system. Now, the system can be represented somewhat like this. One node is occurring here, the other node should pass through this section. Okay, so this is the nodal figure according to the two new sets of IC and LA and LC values that we have found out. Now, within this one, now we can mark this dimension as which one? LB1, distance of B from B to the node between A and B, and you can mark this distance as LB2, distance from B to the node between B and C. Keep the figure, pause the figure, note down the figure and look into the figure carefully using these set of values and how we are obtaining node 1 and node 2 according to this case. Now, for finding out the natural frequency in this case also, we can equate Fna equal to Fnb equal to Fnc. We can find out any one value for, we can take the equation of the three terms, any one equation of the three terms and find out the natural frequency. Let us go for Fna. Fna is equal to 1 by 2 pi square root of Gj divided by Ia La. This equation is same as in the previous case. All these values G, J and Ia will be same as the previous section, but only the value of La will change. Now, this is the value of La that you have to substitute here. And by substituting the new value of La and taking the same values for G, J and Ia, you will obtain natural frequency of rotor A is equal to 277.22 Hz. Again, this time also, please substitute the values yourselves and try to arrive at the same value that is obtained here. So friends, go through this numerical once again. Make yourselves thorough with the steps that I have gone through. Now in this question, the shaft of the diameter of the shaft was of 70 mm, or uniform diameter. If for the as we have discussed in the two rotor case, if the diameter of the shaft is varying diameters, that means if the shaft is of a 3 section or a 2 section, the first part of the solution or the first stage that we have overcome, we have to go for finding out the torsionally equivalent shaft. In this problem, as we have a uniform diameter present, we didn't have to find out the torsionally equivalent shaft. So if the shaft diameter was varying, we had to first find out what torsionally equivalent shaft. Then we have to go through all the steps that we have done here. So make thorough yourselves with all these steps, and if you are thorough with these steps and the fundamentals related to 3-rotor system that we have discussed in the one previous video before, you can attempt any kind of problem that you will be asked in the university questions. So go through the video once again. I will be sending you the PDFs of all these numericals which I have done, in which I have detailed each and every step. Go through those steps also and take a PDF, and while reading the PDF, try to view the video also. That in that manner you can relate both what we have written, how the figures are obtaining, how the nodal figures are being drawn. So once again, go through the video and make yourselves thorough with the steps. Thank you.